Hello, I'm Piyush Mishra. I'm from Material Science Engineering from NIT Calicut. Today we will discuss about entropy. Now, entropy has lot of applications around us. So without wasting any further time, let us jump onto it. Now let us move to the introduction part. So now it is often defined as to be the measure of degree of randomness. We need to take care that the measure of degree of randomness of the energy of system is what we are talking about. It is also an extensive property, and property is said to be extensive when its value will depend upon the mass of matter taken, and then it is also a state function. So state function is a function where the values will be state dependent. So as we move to different states, its value will depend accordingly. And so it is represented by capital S, but when we are in the standard state, that is when the entropy is calculated at 1 atm pressure, it is represented by S naught. And the change in entropy is often defined to be equal to change in heat by temperature, so its SI unit is joules by Kelvin. uh, Let us take this example. In this example we can see that we have solid, liquid and gas, and it is quite obvious that this is more randomly arranged and this is very least random, and we can say that it is more ordered. So we have often we define entropy to be the randomness, degree of randomness. So we can say that it's more random, so it will have more entropy. This will have lesser entropy, and this will have the least entropy. So yeah, this is how, like, it will have more configurations. It can have, these molecules can be arranged in various ways, but these cannot be arranged in that many ways. So we will say gas has the most entropy. So there are many laws in thermodynamics: first law, second law, third law, and a zeroth law. But we will be discussing about second law of thermodynamics because it deals with entropy part as well. So second law of thermodynamics gives us information about thermodynamic processes. A process is said to be thermodynamic process if there is an exchange of heat between system and surrounding, and heat cannot flow from itself from colder body to hotter body. This is the statement of second law of thermodynamics. A different version of this can be like all the reactions in universe will proceed in such a way that the entropy of the system or the entropy of the universe, not the system, will be positive or will be always increasing. So delta S is equal to delta Q by T, where delta Q is defined to be the reversible heat flow in an isolated system. And using this example, we can see that if we have two components where SF is the final entropy of the system and SI is the initial entropy of the system, we can say that, like, let us take an example. So we can say that if a block of ice placed on a hot stove, it surely melts. That is, while the stove grows cooler. So such a process is called a reversible process because there will be no slight change that will cause the melted water to turn back into ice while the stove will grow hotter. So in contrast, if we take a block of ice that is placed on an ice water bath, that will either thaw a little more or freeze a little more depending on whether a small amount of heat is added or subtracted from the system. So such a process is reversible because only an infinitesimal amount of heat is needed to change its direction from progressive freezing to progressive thawing. So to make it short, it will be like a natural process that starts in one equilibrium state and ends in another will go in direction that causes the entropy of the system plus the environment to increase for an irreversible process and to remain constant for a reversible process. So in this slide, we will be discussing about the various definitions of entropy which we have. Obviously, we will not be able to discuss all the definitions, all the formulas for entropy, but here are some important ones. Before starting, let's discuss about this scientist. So this is Rudolf Clausius, and in 1850s, he was the person who came up with the definition, who came up with the discovery of entropy. So delta S total is equal to delta S surrounding plus delta S system, in which total change in entropy of the universe is equal to total change in entropy of surrounding plus total change in entropy of the system. And in one statistical interpretation of entropy, is found that a very large system in thermodynamic equilibrium, entropy S is directly proportional to natural logarithm of a quantity omega representing the maximum number of macroscopic ways in which the macroscopic state corresponding to S, that is entropy, can be realized, and in which k is the Boltzmann constant and that is related to molecular energy. Now delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, in which delta G is the factor which is responsible for telling where, like in which direction a chemical reaction will proceed, and delta H is a total change in enthalpy, and delta S is the total change in entropy, while T is the temperature. So in this slide, we will be discussing about which of them will be having more entropy out of the given pairs. In this first example, we have ice chiplets and water molecules. Now it might look like as if these ice chiplets are very randomly spaced and like they are placed so they can occupy more configuration states, but we don't realize that all these molecules in water can occupy more states, more configurations, and they are free to move. So hence we can say that this will be having more entropy as it's highly disordered. Now in this example, the sun is very big, it's very large in comparison to the moon. Also the moon is a cold mass and it's a very big thing with gases flowing in all the direction and a very hot object. So what we can say is, as it will be having large number of molecules and also as the gases molecules are moving in all the possible directions, appears to be more random, and it will be therefore able to occupy more states and configurations, and hence we can say that the entropy for this will be more. Now a uncracked egg, a cracked egg, and a broken egg. So for a fresh egg can be broken easily, but a broken one cannot be spontaneously put itself together again, for the simple reason that there are more ways to be broken than not. So we can say that an uncracked egg will be having low disorder, so low entropy, while a cracked egg will be having high disorder, high entropy. So this will be having highest entropy, this will be having lesser entropy, and this will be having the least entropy. Now this case is very interesting. Now it might look as if it's more random because it appears so, but the thing is it is messy, it's not random. So because we cannot equate messiness with the entropy, we cannot comment upon the entropy, so there is no way we can say which of them will be having more entropy. We have come very far from here to here. So as the entropy of the universe is constantly increasing, so that is why we have reached to this point, and this point is not the end. We don't realize, but applications of entropy are all around us. So with this thing, I would like to conclude. Thank you.